I went to the Red Bull Fan Day the Red Bull Showcase, sorry, this last weekend. And it was pretty cool. I got to see the F1, the old car, not their old cars from last year. I got to see one of them. I think it was supposed to be Max's car. Drive up and down the road. They reiterated 25,000 times that that road had never been closed, but it was closed for this event. It definitely has been closed. If you live in Arizona, these streets are closed all the time for various reasons. Usually they put up construction signs and don't do anything, and then take it down like the next week. So that road has most definitely been closed before at some point. But yeah, it was really cool. It's not like they were getting up to 250, 300 miles an hour. Of course, it's too small a stretch of road, but it did get pretty fast, and it was kind of loud. Not like people were wearing ear muffs and headgear type deals to drown out the sound. It really wasn't that loud. It could just be like I've been around really, really loud things for a just consistent amount of time, but it feels like my family was there. They said it wasn't that loud to them either, but then again, I do have a little bit of hearing issues. We took the light rail there. I don't know if they have it anywhere but Arizona, but it's essentially like the trolley cars from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the red car. So we took that to get there, and on the way it stopped all of a sudden. You're like, what's going on? They came on, they stopped the whole entire thing. They shut the power off for some odd reason. Had some guy come between all of the different cars, and he was like, yeah, this is how the light rail is going to work the rest of the day, because it was a conventions day. There was some kind of a con. I don't know what it was for. There was a bunch of people in cosplay. I wasn't aware of anything going on, because I probably would have wanted to go, but I didn't know what was going on. So there was a bunch of people on our little car thing that were in cosplay. I thought it was really neat. This one guy had a sword that he had made from Final Fantasy. It was really, really cool looking. But he stopped the car. They stopped the car up front, and this guy comes on, is trying to tell us how the light rail is going to work the rest of the day. I wasn't paying attention, to be quite honest, which came back to bite me later. But we went. After they went and announced that the doors shut, everything powered back on, or started to power back on. We were getting ready to go, and then all of a sudden, every bit of electricity on the light rail just shut off. It went dark, which is not a big deal. We're in Arizona, so every single window you're getting blasted by the sun through. So it's not like it was dark inside by any means. But people started freaking out. They were losing their minds. There was this lady up at front, which, like, I can understand. Some people are just afraid of being trapped in places, and they have claustrophobia and things like that. So I can understand people being nervous, but it was 10, maybe 15 minutes that we were stuck, and people were losing their minds. It is warm. It's fairly warm here right now. I think it was like 90 degrees. So it was getting kind of uncomfortable on the bus. I was wearing a jacket because I had put laundry in, and I didn't have anything really to wear other than, like, I had a tank top on, so I just threw a jacket on over the top, because you want to keep the sun off of you here or you'll get burned, like, really, really bad. Again, another thing that came back to bite me later. It started back up. We got down there, and we were waiting for this showcase to start. We got there like 45 minutes early, and there was just a ton of people. I wasn't expecting there to be that many F1 fans in Arizona, so it was nice to see. But it also caused problems in and of itself, because as it started getting closer to the time, you got the people who are showing up to get their share of the excitement. They wanted to see F1's coolest car. They wanted to see Max's car. And so as people were getting there, we got there fairly early, so we were kind of close. There was already a ton of people there when we got there, so like we were kind of standing in the back. And there was like this one guy, he kept on like trying to push past me. I'm like, come on, dude, I'm not trying to, I am already squished between people. There was no way he was gonna fit. And he was trying to like nuzzle his way in there like some kind of creature, like a mole trying to dig through the dirt. and I couldn't go anywhere, so I was just standing there. And then he like I didn't even look at him. I was just not paying him any mind. And then all of a sudden, this dude, like, he tried to push me, like shove out of the way. And I look over, and I'm looking down at this guy, because like I'm 6 foot. I'm pretty tall, and he was like fairly short. And I felt really bad, because I looked down at this guy who just shoved me, and he looked with the fear of God in his eyes, and just ran. And I was like, well, dude, I wasn't gonna do anything. I was just curious. I was mildly curious about what, like, maybe he got shoved into me. I to this moment don't know. I assume he pushed me, or was trying to push me, because he ran off. But you know, then again, like, I'm not the most friendly looking of people as well. So we were out there for probably an hour and a half because of the showcase, which was awesome. I got to see an F1 car in action, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to ever really do that in any capacity. I would love to go to a race. They're just not that. I don't know. I think there's one in Texas, but I don't think that I will ever really be able to see one. So that was neat. I really enjoyed it. However, I have mentioned it before here. I have been getting these random, like, really bad bloody noses that I have no idea what causes them. This time I am assuming that the heat contributed, of course, and the changing of the season, because it's starting to get warmer. I'm genuinely hoping that's what's causing these, but whatever the case, I had like a pretty decent one start while I was standing there, and there was people all around. We were packed in really close. So I had my jacket in my hand. I just held it over my face, and like it was that part was miserable. Like, I was sitting there just trying to like staunch the flow of blood coming out of my face. I had people looking at me, and I felt bad because like we got this showcase going on. Before they had the F1 car going, they had a truck with, like, I think they're like the rally car drivers or something, because Red Bull has so many different sports that they are involved in, a lot of motorsports. So they had some of their athletes coming through in like a parade, which I don't think Yuki was even there. I think he was on reserve in China for the race, which makes sense because he is one of their reserve drivers. From what people had told me, he was going to be there. I didn't see him in the parade, but it was neat. They were talking about the stats, but I was sitting there fighting for my life. I was trying to just keep blood from dripping everywhere. And it was a mess. It was not a mess because I had the jacket, of course, but it was an inconvenience on I'm sure everyone around, because people just kept looking at me. And so we got done with that, and I was not, like, as I've said, I get kind of dizzy after these happen. I was just trying to like kind of hold it together. My family was having a great time. They kept looking, because like with that kind of stuff, I get excited. I can kind of get hyped up about that kind of thing, which is not the case for most. When I go to events, I'm usually watching the people around me more than anything else, because I genuinely am. I don't like being in crowds that much. But like, I was just sitting there, like, just trying to be present, you know. Like, I was dizzy. I was not feeling the best. And eventually, like, the showcase was done. They had, I heard later you could go up and like take pictures with the cars, which we missed, and I was disappointed because, man, that would have been cool. But we got done with that. We went and went up to the merch stand. I bought a Max hat because I wanted a Hadjar one. They didn't have them. They didn't have the Hadjar hats. They had Yuki hat. I think it's because it was last year's stuff, but still, Hadjar was on the Racing Bulls last year. He should have had merch there. But at any rate, they didn't have his stuff. Their stuff was super expensive. Like, they had jerseys and like the get-ups for the drivers that were astronomically priced. I think the most expensive one that I saw was $190, and the cheapest one, my brother bought one for my mom, my mom bought one for just whatever to wear around, and it was $35 for that. My brother got a hat, or maybe two hats, I don't remember, My dad didn't get anything. He's a McLaren fan, so he's not. He didn't. It would have felt disingenuous, I think, is his line of thinking if he would have gotten something. But I bought a Max hat. It was I wanted. They had like these ones that were orange, like his design one that he made. I really want that hat, and I thought that they had it. It was the youth-sized hat that they had there. It was the same as the hat that I bought. I'm gonna put a picture of it up. It was just youth-sized and orange instead of red. So I bought the red one. Still expensive, man. $50. But it's still more to get it from the F1 website, I think. I think the last time I looked, it was like $57 for Hadjar's hat, and I think it was 60 something for Max's. But I got the hat. It was cool. It was a cool event, and we were walking back, and my parents were like, "Hey, there's I think it was, I don't know what kind of con it was, but my mom was like, "Oh, look, it's Comic-Con," because every kind of con to her is Comic-Con, because I am not 100% sure on all of the ones that they got, but the only one she knows of is Comic-Con. She's like, "Oh, look, it's Comic-Con. You want to go check it out?" And I was just not feeling it, man. I was fighting for my life already. When we were standing in line for the merch stand, I was dragging. And then when we were walking back towards the light rail, and it was only running one way the rest of the day. Like, they had to shut down half of it for the F1 car, because part of the track that they had made goes over the light rail tracks. So that was going to cause a problem, obviously, because that's where one of the stops were at. And they had told us, it's completely my fault. I wasn't paying attention. Everybody was focused on how warm they were. I was just zoning out, because whenever I'm presented with, you're going to have to wait for a while for something, I just zone out. It's not like, it's just something that I've adapted to do over time. It's not worth thinking about how long you're going to have to wait. So I wasn't paying attention. Apparently, like, none of us were paying attention. We didn't know where to go. So we were just walking down this road trying to figure out where to go. And some guy was like yelling at me from his car about, because I had a Max hat on or something. I don't know. He was yelling at me. I could tell, because when I turned around, he started yelling louder. I could not, for the life of me, hear what he was trying to say. If by some miracle chance he sees this, I'm sorry, man. I could not hear what you were yelling at, and I didn't really want to walk all the way over there to hear. But yeah, this guy was yelling at me for some odd reason, and eventually, like, we ended up just walking down the road and ordering a Waymo to come and pick us up. It was, that whole part of it was a mess, but the event itself was really, really fun. I loved being able to be in that environment, and hopefully with all the people, there was a ton of people there. Hopefully with all of that, they will consider making a couple of races in the US. I know they've got Nevada and maybe Texas. I don't remember. I know they had one in Nevada not too long ago. But yeah, that was, hopefully it demonstrates that the US is a place that is looking at F1, that it's valuable to have it there, is what I'm trying to get at, because it's a fun sport to watch. So if any of you went, feel free to let me know how you enjoyed it. If you got to stay to do all of the other things other than watching the car, feel free to let me know how you liked that. If you went to the con that was going on, please, I would love to hear how it went. And I will talk to you guys next time.